Hey everyone, today is March 8th, Tuesday, 2011, and I've been thinking about writing something on inventory management in games. It's a big thing. Um, this recently came to my attention. Well, I mean, it's always been one of those things that you kind of notice, but you overlook. It's just something that recently was brought up to me courtesy of an article I read today online about the potential for minimizing inventory management in the Old Republic, the new Star Wars MMO coming out soon, hopefully soon. And it got me thinking, inventory management has been a core mechanic for so many games that I've played in my life. From XCOM, where I had to make sure I had enough equipment on the ship to equip either anywhere between 10 to 14 to 26 guys, and stay within the 80 item limit that goes on the vehicle, to Diablo 2. When Lord of Destruction came out, they doubled the size of your stash, to things like in Dungeon Siege, where you could get a pack mule and you could manipulate the inventory space of your fellow companions, to today, like Lord of the Rings or Star Trek. Lord of the Rings Online, you start with 3 bags. If you're a subscriber, you get all 5 unlocked right away. If you're free to play, you get 3 bags. If you throw points at it, you can get the access to the other 2 bags of inventory space. But you find yourself going back to town pretty frequently, which is actually a good thing. I like going back to town, repairing my equipment. I like making sure I have a lot of empty space, and I'm ready to go for the next thing in case I forget. Star Trek Online, as you gain ranks in the game, you get more inventory space, but you also get more bank space, as well as getting a new ship that can hold more equipment. Furthermore, you get access to more and better equipment as the game goes on. So, I mean, there's that. Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe I'll write something about it for next Monday. Just on my view of inventory maintenance and where I think it's going to be going, because it's so pervasive, and the concept of limiting the amount of crap that you get from enemies is kind of almost foreign. I understand it completely. I'm hip with that. But the whole thing about making it so that you get money instead of loot a lot of the times, unless it's a special item, that makes a lot of sense to me. But it's also like kind of limits the options for certain side quests. Well, I mean, those quests. It's like go kill 10 bears and bring back their pelts, or you get a task in Lord of the Rings Online. For every 8 heavy sword sheaths you bring back, you're going to get a little bit of experience and some reputation with whatever faction. Things like that. And if the monsters are no longer necessarily, if the bad guys in the game are no longer necessarily dropping these random items of loot, it kind of limits those side quests. But in a way, that's also kind of refreshing and liberating, where I don't have to worry about that kind of crap anymore. And I kind of look forward to not having to worry so much about my inventory space. I mean, it's a constant worry in every game today that has RPG mechanics. I mean, I've never hit the limit on item space in like a Final Fantasy game or something. But, I mean, I did spend a lot of time staring at the items list in Final Fantasy 12. because there were craftables, as it were, to an extent craftables. And I have been spending a lot of time keeping an eye on my inventory in Lord of the Rings Online, um, mostly for the tasks, the little side quests they recently added. Yeah, I just it's an interesting thing, interesting concept to think about ditching a lot of junk loot and just giving you money. Uh, and it makes perfect sense. I mean, think of it in the real world. I go out and I kill a bear. Okay, maybe I'll skin it for its pelt, but that's gonna take a while. I mean, 9 times out of 10, people kill a deer. I don't. They do the field dressing, yeah, but I'm not entirely familiar with all the principles behind hunting things. So, anyways, until next time, and maybe I'll write that thing.